What's up, world? It's your boy Eyeconic, back again with another video. And today we're gonna get in the top 10 things that you need as an adult, especially millennials. So the first thing we're gonna get into today is I believe that as a millennial and as an adult, you need multiple incomes. And when I say that, man, I'm not just talking about just having one job, just working a 9 to 5. Having multiple incomes will do good for you because you don't have to worry or depend on one specific income each month. Having multiple incomes allows you to save more money. It allows you to spend money in areas that you want to spend money without any hassle, and you also just have that cushion always. Multiple incomes is always a good thing to have for sure. The second thing I want to get into is life insurance. I say that life insurance is extremely important because you never know when you're gonna pass, when a family member is gonna pass, you know, when your kids may pass. I know it's a hard subject to talk about, but you never know when that's gonna come up. You wanna be prepared and ready for that. Also, not only life insurance, but burial arrangements, and also having a will prepared. You know, I know we're young. I'm 26, about to be 27, and I know at one point I wasn't even thinking about it at all. But you know, I have prepared myself. I do have life insurance, and you know, I do have burial arrangements for my mother. I want to throw that out there in the air because I feel like a lot of people, millennials, and especially in the African American community, we don't think about life insurance enough. So if anybody is ever wondering about getting life insurance, I have the perfect person that you can reach out to. Her name is Miss Yolanda Johnson. Her telephone number is 727-557-4511. Contact her today and let her know I sent you over. She's very informative. She breaks down a lot about how life insurance work, how you can get 3 types, which is universal, whole life, and term. You know, she's very great at what she does, so definitely reach out to her in reference to life insurance, to burial, and you know, any other thing that you have a question about, man, because in this time frame in 2019, you need to have that. It's more than just being able to bury your parents. It's about investing in the future, because a lot of families, they do that. They have life insurance, so when someone passes, that money can actually help take care of your family, mortgage. Those type of things are very important. And in the time frame when someone's passing and they're probably the breadwinner of the home, or you're just trumped by all the bills that you have, that life insurance can come in and save the day for you. So that's number 2. Number 3, this is like really important. Number 3 is that I think and believe that you need a good credit score. I say that you need a good credit score because not only having a good credit score can allow you to just elevate in different areas, meaning like you can get a loan at low interest. You can go on a car lot and try to get a car with, like I said, minimum interest as well. You try to get a home. When your credit is better, you have a better chance of getting approved for a lot of things. The minimum that's considered a good credit score is about 680. Being able to develop a credit score that's 680, what you have to do is have minimal debt, meaning that you're paying your bills on time, you're not overspending or have too much debt on top of your income. So if you're making $30,000 a year, you can't be about $40,000 in debt. You need to make sure that your debt to income ratio is really low. You gotta start budgeting. Budgeting can allow you to keep your credit score high, because what you can do is you budget your money so you'll be able to pay things on time and sometimes even in advance, and that allows you also to help build your credit score as you continue to get older. I think you should also include having a 3-month savings. That way you'll be able to pay bills if something ever happens. Let's say you get fired from your job today or tomorrow. If you have 3 months savings put up, being able to handle your rent or your mortgage, car payment, water, lights, bills, all that stuff, you'll be good for at least 3 months till you get back on your feet. So that's just number 3. You know, along with good credit, you got to have a great budget, minimum debt. Like, you don't want to overspend what you don't have, because what you do is continue to cycle because you're always trying to play catch up. So save as much as you can. I'm a strong believer, if you can't buy it 3 times when you go to purchase it, don't buy it. Number 4, I think this is extremely important as well. And number 4 is getting your concealed weapon permit. We all know, we all live in times to where it's a lot going on. And you just want to have yourself prepared. Definitely recommend a woman to get a concealed weapon license, just because there's so much going on with kidnappings and sex trafficking and those type of things, you want to be prepared. You don't want to get caught lacking. You know what I mean? You want to be able to defend yourself at all costs when that time comes, even if you have a concealed weapon or not. But I think it's very important to have your concealed weapons permit. That way, if you're in that predicament and you have to defend yourself using your firearm, you won't have to, you won't have to be dealing with too much legal trouble. For everybody that wants a concealed weapon license that's over the age of 21, just know that it's your right to have your own weapon. You have the right to bear arms. That's the Second Amendment. So don't be afraid to get your concealed weapons license, purchase a firearm, and just have it protected for times of need. I'm not saying get a concealed weapons license, get a firearm, and just get out here and go nuts with it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm a strong believer in that you have the rights to bear arms because that's your right. Secondly, I believe that you should only use your weapon in the time of need, when you're trying to protect yourself, protect your family, protect yourself from all angles. It's better to have a concealed weapons license, have your permit. That way you're legit. There's a lot of people out here that have never had a record, never gotten in any trouble. They're able, you're really able to go get your concealed weapons permit. You just gotta take the class and send your documents off, get fingerprinted, and you should be able to get your concealed weapons permit with no issue. Now, if you've been to jail or if you had certain, legal issues where you've been in some trouble, they have other ways around that too, but you would have to definitely fight to try to restore your rights. Number 5, I think something that's very important for you to have is your passport. I claim that to be number 5 because having a passport basically opens up a lot of windows for you to travel. When I was younger, traveling to me was Atlanta, Orlando, taking a trip down to Miami. Those type of things were considered traveling. No, when you have your passport, bro, you can go to the UK, you can go to Australia, you can go, certain parts of, you can go to Jamaica, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many places outside of America that you can visit when you have your passport. Like, you leave the States. And I think it's extremely important to have your passport because you want to be able to experience that. I know a lot of people don't even put that in their mind to have a passport, but man, like, imagine going to Japan, or like I said, England or the UK or France, Paris. Like, having a passport is so great, man, and it allows you to open up so many windows so you can see more things in life. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for anybody to do anything for you or set anything up for you, man. Go apply for your passport. I know it's certain stimulations for certain people, but man, if you have a clear record, if you stay in the US all your life, and you looking to travel eventually, man, get your passport, man. I just got mine last year in 2018 because I plan on going to Canada, and I think it was the best thing I ever done because now I'm looking to go to other places. And I think you, for sure, you, the millennial, the adult, you need to get your passport. Number 6, I believe that you should learn a trade. I say that because, again, when you work in a 9 to 5, you might work in corporate America. You might work for Walmart. You might work in retail. You might do all these things, right? But if you learn how to do something with your hands or learn a trade, do electrician work, plumbing work, learn how to sew, learn how to take care of lawns. Just learning how to do something with your hands is vital. Like me, I work in corporate America, but I also know how to use a camera. I use that for documentation and also to capture moments for people. So it's very vital that you have some type of trade or some type of thing under your belt. That job says, oh, we don't need you no more, or oh, we have to let you go because of this reason or that reason. If you have a trade, you can get to work right away because you've studied something and learned how to do something with your hands. That way you don't have to depend or wait on anybody. You could build your own business or start doing your own thing. Also, to those who are talented and you have a gift already, let's say you know how to decorate parties, decorate houses, be a photographer, sew, paint, design stuff digitally, please take advantage of your talent. Don't sit around wasting your talent. Everybody has a God-given talent, and if you have a God-given talent, you need to use it to your best ability. You can't wait on just working a 9 to 5 for you to, to bloom into the flower that you are. You were put on this earth for a reason, and if you have a talent, use it. Get to number 7, which is setting a goal. It can be an everyday goal. Let's say you want to lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months. You want to save $1,000 in 6 months. Whatever you do, set goals. Set little goals and then make them into big goals. That's what works for me. Or you can do one big goal and then you try to accomplish that. But for me, when I set goals, I set my goals by segments, and then sometimes I have a really big goal. So I try to knock out the first few, and then I say, okay, this one I'm trying to work my way up to it. My goal, to be honest with you, is like some of the stuff that's on the list already. I want to push myself to get an 800 credit score. Right now I'm at about a 700, 730, give or take, but that's where I'm at now, and I'm gonna keep pushing and setting up goals to be able to get to that 800, because that's one of my goals. My goal also was to get my degree in photography, and I got that. So don't be ashamed or don't feel like there's no need to set goals. Always set goals, even if it's just, you know, saving up some money to move into your own place or to get you a car. Like, set goals, because those little goals can turn into big goals. And it goes from trying to move out the house to get your own place, to getting a car, to actually buying a home, or to actually opening a business. Like, little goals turn into big goals because you already setting yourself up for something for the future. Number eight goes along with number 2, health insurance. I think health insurance is extremely important. If you're working on the job right now, you should definitely be looking into getting health insurance. Even if you get the smallest one, get some type of health insurance. For me, if I go to the doctor for anything, I'm not being, sometimes doctor visits are free. You know, usually the only thing I have to pay for is like hospital visits. But for the doctor, going to the doctor, going to the dentist, going to the eye doctor, just going to specific places, most of the time my health insurance covers a lot of that stuff. Sometimes you just have to pay like a minimum, or like when I go get my glasses, you know, the checkup is like $10, which is nothing. And you know, they knock off for my glasses. My glasses could have been like $400, but after, you know, all the adjustments and everything, it was only like $200. So I strongly believe that having health insurance is good. I know a lot of people can't afford it, but find ways to at least do the minimum, you know what I mean? Especially if you're working a specific job, see what's their healthcare plan. See, when you have health insurance, it take care a specific percentage. I wish that you paying health insurance covers the whole thing? Yes. I wish it was set up like that, but no, it's set up in America for when certain plans, they pay for a certain percentage. So me, I have like, you know, it's a smaller plan at my job, there's a middle plan, and there's a, you know, a large plan that, you know, covers a lot. Me, I have that right in the middle plan. That way, you know, it's not too expensive, but it's not too cheap. And also, you know, I know with having a higher health insurance, sometimes the premiums are low, or like I say, your payout that you have to pay is extremely low. So definitely look into health insurance. Number 9, something I'm even working on today, that's another goal for me, is real estate. I think it's extremely important for all of us, especially a millennial. We're in a time frame where you need to focus on getting a home or investing in real estate at some point. Me, by the end of 2020 or in the middle of 2020, I will be in my own home, and that's the plan. Like, I think real estate is extremely important. I meet people on the daily basis that get into real estate and make so much money. Also, it's just better to have a home, you know what I mean? Like, down here in Florida, some homes, well, not even homes, but some apartments, 1-bedroom apartments are $1,000, and that's ridiculous. You could be spending less than that with home insurance and with paying taxes on the property for less than $1,000, depending on what you purchase. So I want everybody to be thinking about real estate. Like, a lot of you make enough money to actually purchase a property. A lot of you out here are already pushing, working hard to pay your rent. That's $1,200, $1,300, but you're not looking into real estate. Like, nah, man, that's not what we're doing no more. It's 2019, and I'm talking to everybody, especially millennials. You need to think about real estate, trying to get a home. And even if you want to get a condo, but think about even investing in real estate. That way you get a few properties and you rent them out to people. Like, it's all a game, it's all a system. So look into real estate. Last but not least, number 10. Number 10 is self-care. I cannot stress self-care enough. it's not about just being selfish. Self-care is just basically understanding who you are, loving yourself. Like, I'm gonna speak on my experience of learning how to deal with self-care for myself. It was a time where I didn't understand myself or my history as a black man, and I said, I'm gonna take the time out to understand myself, understand who I am and where I come from, and learn things that I've never learned before. That was step one for me. Step two is just taking the time out to basically take the time out for myself. You know, we work 9 to 5s, we got all these gigs, we're running around for family, we're doing all these things, but we need to take the time out for ourselves. Even if it's an hour or 2 hours, we should just sit down somewhere and just give ourselves some calm time. Or even, you know, when you're stressed out, you should find ways to calm your stress by, like I said, some people meditate, some people pray to, you know, get that self-care, get that time to themselves. So, you know, it can slow down the mind. Talking about physical and mental health. Take time to, you know, learn how to eat the right foods and mentally know that you're okay, or be trying to make sure you're okay by expressing yourself in some manner. If it's drawing, if it's pictures, if it's music, if it's just talking to a friend about what's been going on, talking to a loved one or your significant other about, you know, how your day was or how your mental health is going. It's very important. And again, I have to speak on my experience, but for African Americans, it is extremely important as well, because I feel like in our community, we don't talk about mental health enough. So, you know, don't be ashamed to talk about what you're going through, because even though some people may judge, it's always going to be a person out there that's willing to listen and hear you out, so you can be able to, you know, not really get over what you're going through, but can help you build to make a better you. To close that on that number 10 is just like, really, you have to give yourself time to evolve. Like, self-care is about giving yourself time to evolve. You can't just work all your life, go to work, go home, you know, slave yourself, you know, rip and run. Like, no, bro, you need self-care. It's times where you need to take a vacation for yourself. Like me, I find times to just go downtown and have coffee, or, you know, I go to the studio and I edit, or now I'm starting to get back into the gym. So it's just like, you got to give yourself some time, and you can't give all your time to running around and being caught up in this system. Like, you have to give yourself some time to develop and evolve, you know, to bloom. This is my top 10 things I think adults and millennials need. Tell me what you think. If you think I missed something on the list, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna leave you with a Malcolm X quote. The future belongs to those who prepare today. Catch y'all later.